What's up, buddy? How you been? I hope everything's going okay for you here in 2022. Crazy year. Well, I got a topic on my mind that I wanted to talk to you about, and maybe this isn't a topic for everybody, but for a while now, I've been wanting to make some videos about a very particular topic, and that topic is how to succeed at being a YouTuber. How to get into this platform, make videos, and actually find some success. Now, am I the biggest, best YouTuber out there? No, but I've been on this platform for about 4 years, and I think I've actually kind of reached a pretty respectable level in terms of my YouTube career. I'm not, raking in money and subscribers necessarily, but I've done very well for myself. At this point, I would consider myself a full-time YouTube creator, and I know that's a thing a lot of people want. A lot of the times you look at, the top 10 most desired jobs, and a lot of people want to be making content. But I talk to a lot of these small creators. I love helping out small creators. That's a big theme of my work. And they say, Vito, I'm struggling. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Is there something wrong with my content? What? Can you give me some tips? And this is me saying, yes, I think I do have some very good tips that can get you on the way to making the most of this platform. Honestly, I think this platform has not 100% been solved, but there is a formula that if you follow it, you're going to do pretty okay. So let's talk about some of that. As always, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Why do I always forget where to point? Point to your left. Click the subscribe button if you want more Vito content, especially if you'd like more of these videos where I kind of give some common sense advice on how to be a creator here in 2022. Now, this video is going to be directed at you guys who are kind of just starting out. If you've already got a channel and you're already going down the road, maybe there'll be some tips here that you'll want to pick up on. But ultimately, this is kind of aimed at you guys who are going, I want to start a channel. And here's the thing I hear commonly. I hear, I'm too late. I'm too late to the party. If only I'd started a YouTube channel 5 years ago, that was the right time to strike the iron, and now it's too late to get established and find your footing in YouTube. I'm going to say to you, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you who's thinking that, because you know what I thought when I started my channel about 4 or 5 years ago? I thought, it's too late to start a channel. It's too late. Everybody's already established. There's no way to get a foothold. This platform, it was based on who got here first. And look what happened. 4 years ago, I started my channel. We're closing in almost at 250,000 subscribers. We'll definitely hit it before the end of the year. Again, am I the biggest guy on the platform? No. But I'm going to argue if you can hit 200,000 subscribers and you don't live in California, that's my big problem, is paying my very expensive rent and California taxes. If you live in some other part of the country, you got 200,000 subscribers, you're able to line up sponsorships. You're able to make some Patreon and other funding alternatives. You could make a living as a YouTuber. I'm going to say 200,000 is the goal. Some guys can do it on 100,000. I'm going to say 200,000 is a very good number to hit. But how do you hit that number? How do you get the ball rolling? How do you start getting subscribers? Well, here's the thing. I need you to sit down and I need you to figure out what is the theme of my channel. Okay? Really think about it. Now, hopefully you already have an idea in your mind of what you want to do, but I want you to really examine, is this topic going to get me to where I want to be at? Now, if you're okay with just being a small channel that focuses on a very niche topic, if you're a model shipbuilder and you're okay with having 500 guys who care about model shipbuilding following you, by all means, start the model shipbuilding channel. But you have to recognize that certain categories are going to be more popular than others, certain niches, certain topics. And you really need to think about, am I going to hit a wide enough audience with what I want to talk about, or am I getting too niche with my topics? Here's what I suggest you do. If you're thinking about a niche, figure out what is the top creator, who are the top creators in that niche. And an example I'm going to give is there's this group on Facebook, board game reviewers and creators or whatever else. And it's all guys with YouTube channels and podcasts who talk about board games and review board games. And God bless their hearts. I joined that group because I actually have my own card game. See down there, that killdozer.industries link. Go check out my card game. It's pretty cool. So I went on there and I found some reviewers through that site. And I've given them some YouTube tips here and there as they try to build their channels. Here's the problem these guys run into, though, is you can find the top guy in your niche. And I want to say the top guy in the board game niche is a guy, Dice Tower. This is a group of like 5 guys who all review board games. Another good YouTube tip is work on your diction. Don't stumble on your words as much as me. And Dice Tower, I mean, this is the top one in the space. There's a South Park episode about board games where they sing about Dice Tower and all the guys who work there. But you got to look at this. 294,000 subscribers. Those are the top guys in your space. Now, think about your talents and what you have. Are you going to surpass the top guys in your space? I don't know. It's possible that maybe you have a new, exciting twist on the board game sphere. But ultimately, I mean, you should be aiming to not be the top. You should look at who the top guy is and go, is it realistic for me to be the #1 creator in this space and get higher than them? And if not, you have to settle for the fact, well, I'm never going to get 300,000 subscribers. Maybe I can get to half of that, 150. I mean, here's one guy that I know. King Me, he was doing great stuff. 1,000 subscribers. We have the Rules Girl. How's she doing? 46,000 subscribers. I mean, that's not terrible. Okay, you can do respectful business at 46,000 subscribers. Again, that means you're going to have to focus on, if you want to make it a business, finding these outside deals, finding sponsors, getting board game companies to sponsor you, pay you money for reviews. You could make it work, but I would argue, can you go wider? Again, if you're a model shipbuilder, could you expand out to model cars, model planes, RC cars, talk about drones, any kind of toy vehicle? The board game people, could you yes, you love board games are great, but could you talk about some of the other tabletop games? Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic cards. Biggest one out there is going to be Pokemon, okay? How wide a net can you cast? And to be fair, you don't have to figure it out overnight. Start your channel, try some things out, and see what sticks. Obviously, my channel got started with me going to violent protests and doing kind of man-on-the-street comedy. And I know a lot of you guys are like, Vito, will you please do more of that? Unfortunately, though, as I was doing it, you know, I would do these videos. I went to E3. I went to an anime convention. I found that I wasn't getting huge results. I just wasn't. I think the content is great, but it just wasn't doing enough for me. Again, and I would put, you know, a full day in, or sometimes multiple weeks of editing. I think the one that really sunk my heart was I did this stupid video where I went to Vegas and I brought my uncle's ashes and I was showing them to all the porn stars. That was a huge expense to go to Vegas. I paid my buddy to be my cameraman. And, you know, I'm happy with that video and how it came out. I think it's very funny. But at 50,000 views, not really growing my channel. So tried a few other things. Did some, you know, just reaction videos talking about news topics. And then, of course, I said to myself, you know what I'm passionate about is storytelling. Critiquing of stories, movies, anything really, any kind of story. I love looking at stories, examining what makes them work, picking them apart in the style of, and again, another creator that I looked at and I said, is this a niche that I could exist in? One of my favorite YouTube channels is Red Letter Media. And I looked at what these guys were doing, and again, Mike's Star Wars reviews blew my mind. For years, I would tell everyone, these are brilliant essays in the art of filmmaking, his Star Wars reviews. And I said, you know what I want to do? I've seen this Last Jedi movie. I think it sucks. I want to do my kind of own Plinkett-style review. And that became my channel. Again, if you get 10 million views on a video, don't go, well, that was a fluke. Let me go back to making model car videos. No, you go, okay, I'm a movie reviewer now. I'm a Star Wars guy and I'm a movie guy. And that has mostly been, again, I still sneak in my comedy. I sneak in little reactions, little man on the street what do you call it, interviews and things like that. Because as a creative, you want to entertain yourself. You don't want to just work on one thing. I mean, at least that's me. I go, you know what? I want to get some creative ideas out there. Maybe they won't get huge views, but I still want to do them. But ultimately, my bread and butter that I keep coming back to is Star Wars, Marvel, DC Comics, and talking about this kind of general nerd sphere. And again, yeah, look, I can branch out and make a stupid video, jump on a social trend, Belle Delphine's bathwater. I'm kind of just the everyman weirdo comedian, but mostly, again, focusing on video games, Star Wars, Marvel, nerd culture in general. And that has been my niche. And it has worked out very well for me. I think I do very well there. I found my strength, and my strength is making these long-form video essays. So you should find your strength. What is a topic you know more about than anyone else? And is it a topic that people are going to be interested in? Enough people that you think you can grow a channel. Again, I look at the board game guys and I go, guys, I think you got big dreams, but it's going to be very hard to build up this channel. I think you should cast a wider net. And I hate to talk about YouTube as a business, but let's be real. You got to eat. You got to pay your rent. You need to make some money from this, I assume. I mean, if you're independently wealthy and just want to have fun with it, go nuts. But a lot of us get into this and we go, okay, well, how can I make some ad revenue? How can I get some sponsorships? Again, a big problem with if you pick a niche is that advertisers are not bidding on these keywords. So the way that ads work on YouTube, which for some reason a lot of people don't know, is advertisers go in and they say, I want my ads to appear on videos that are talk about these topics. So if I'm a toy manufacturer, let's say, I make action figures and toy spaceships or whatever, I'm going to bid on keywords like Star Wars, Marvel, comic books, anything aimed at young men ages 15 to 35. Here's the thing, is that age bracket and those keywords are hot because every toy manufacturer is trying to sell to those guys. Every comic book publisher is trying to sell to those guys. That is a keyword and topic that is being bid over, and people are paying more and more money to make sure their ads get shown on there. I mean, when Warner Brothers has a new movie out, when they want everyone to go see Suicide Squad or watch Peacemaker, they're going to flood the market to put those ads on every single Marvel or DC video that's coming out because they know those guys are good to advertise to. Let's say you're a board game channel. Why do I keep shitting on board game channels? I should think of a better example. It's just always my go-to. But let's say you're a board game channel. You're going to have a little bit of that crossover. Maybe they're going to want to advertise on some board game stuff. But ultimately, these are not keywords that people are bidding on. People are not bidding on board game, card game, tabletop, whatever. It's just not contested. Yes, there's people putting ads on that stuff, but they're not big names, they're not big manufacturers, and you're not getting a lot of traction on those keywords. When you put ads on those videos, you're going to make a fourth of what you would have made if you were making content about more popular topics. It's just the reality of it. I'm not trying to sink your heart. If you want to have a niche channel that talks about 17th century composers, like, the algorithm and the ads are not going to be super forgiving to you. It's also going to be hard to line up those sponsors. I mean, who's going to sponsor you? Do you think Raid Shadow Legends is going to sponsor your 2-hour documentary on Beethoven? No. Like, you're going to have trouble making this a living, and you're going to have trouble building that channel. So as a new channel, as somebody who's getting started in 2022, or if you're rethinking your channel, trying to figure out which way you're going, this is your homework assignment. 1, figure out 3, 5, whatever number of categories you think you would be interested in creating videos about. Again, I mean, there's some hot topics out there, and you're going to find it. Look at what's trending on your main page. Go to your main page and say, what videos are getting big views and why? And there's a lot of different categories that maybe you haven't even considered. Again, I focus on a lot of the nerd stuff, the comic books, the movies, video games. Huge space, especially if you want to talk about Minecraft or Fortnite. God, like, we don't have enough Minecraft YouTubers, but go nuts. Again, if some of these Minecraft YouTubers can get 100 million subscribers, it's very reasonable for you to find a way to get 100, 200,000. Another big space is anime. Anime is a great space, but there's also stuff, you know, like cooking is a big space. ASMR, if you want to make weird noises, mukbang if you want to eat food, whatever. Go write down some categories you think you'd be interested in, and I want you to do a little bit of research. What's the top channels in that space? How many subscribers do they have? What are the average creators in that space? What do they look like? And think about, is this a niche where I'm going to be able to attract advertisers and sponsors and ultimately find a way to make this a sustainable business, a sustainable way of life, so you can keep creating without having to take on outside work? That was always my problem when I started off, was you want to be making videos full time, but you know, you got to keep the part-time job or the full-time job just to keep yourself going. Leaves you less time to work on the videos. You want to find a quick path to profitability. Okay, I hate to bring the capitalism into it. I know we're supposed to say, no, we're just artists and we love creating, but you can't create as much if you're not making money, and you're not going to make money unless you figure out a niche in which you can grow. So really, that's it. Very simple tip. Figure out what you like. What do you know more about than anybody else? What are you passionate about? And you got to temper your expectations. I know everybody out there says, just make what you love. I'm going to be a little more realistic with you. Make what you love that millions of other people also love. You really need to consider that factor. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please leave a like. Let me know. I would love to make more tips and tricks for you aspiring YouTubers, TikTokers, whatever else. I got a little bit of knowledge up here, and I'd love to share it with you. So let me know if this has been helpful. We got more videos coming soon. Veto Nation. Don't let 5 years go by and think, I wish I had started that channel. Start it today.